Hey.
Hey.
I see we've revamped our intro. How you doing?
Better than before.
Cool.
Yeah, how are you doing? I feel like we should address you first, and then we'll get to me.
Well, I'm doing worse than before because I decided to re-listen to our previous episode, and in listening to you again, I did also catch COVID. So that contact tracing confirmed. You gave it to me.
I did.
Actually, that's
a month later over the phone.
I guess I shouldn't be implying to our listeners that they will catch COVID by listening to this. You are extremely safe, at least from us, like, from only us. Maybe nothing else.
Yep.
But certainly from
everything
us.
else is dangerous.
Yeah. It has not been that intense for me, but it has got a long ass tail. Like, I was feeling great on Tuesday, and that was the day that I finally got a positive test result, and I was like, yeah, that's right. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. And now I'm just like, God, I've been so tired today, which has sucked because I've also been extremely busy today. But I just managed to take a little nippy nap.
Hey, there you go.
I'm gonna have this lovely conversation with you. This is only the second time we've been late on an episode. The first time was because I had a moving catastrophe, and this time is because the plague has stricken me.
Well, I was actually thinking about this. I believe that we are still going to publish on the first Monday of the month.
That is not true. Is it?
What was...
Oh, Monday was the 30th. Was Monday the 31st?
I think so.
Oh, man. Laura, it's fine. I thought we were late this whole time. Hey, listeners, through thick, thin, and pandemics, we will always bring you quality content. But no, overall I'm doing okay. I haven't missed any days of work. There was a day last week where I set myself on break and immediately fell asleep.
Ooh.
And they were like, Colin, you gotta watch your break time. And I didn't want to tell them I just fell asleep.
It wasn't a break.
Yeah, no, that was totally an accident by me. But overall it's been fine. I've had some of my best runs on Destiny stuff, so like, hey, maybe I should get sick more often.
I mean, maybe not, but sure.
One of my side hustles, where I do podcast and video production for a group, has started paying, and boy howdy, does it feel good. Boy howdy,
that is very exciting.
Just feels great to have that little extra bit of nugget income. Laura, you're Laura. I don't live with you. Rebecca.
That's me.
Rebecca, who is not you, I ordered us a breakfast nook, so now we have a little breakfast nook, and she put it together when I was sick. Before
you told me about it, and you need to send me a picture.
I do need to send you a picture. It is very disastrous because as soon as she finished building it, she got sick. So that's fun. And here she was in so much denial about it being COVID, trying to just be like, it's not COVID, it's not COVID, it's not COVID. And then when we finally got the test results, she's like, I feel so bad. I didn't take care of you at all, and and now you're taking care of me, and I try to convince you. I'm like, Rebecca, it's fine. I am the most self-sufficient person I know. Do you want to know how much this has changed my daily routine of sitting in my room and playing video games? Not. It hasn't. I just nap more. But yeah, that's the most significant development. To be honest, beyond that, it's just a lot of the usual nitty-gritty incremental changes. How are you? How's being back at work and on your feet and mother to two COVID-infected babies?
Yeah, well, only one baby and one husband, but I mean, it was. I have been giving myself the space for the past 2 days to realize that it was a very difficult month, and I'm still processing it. January 1st, I woke up. Charles was away in Cincinnati. And I got up and I was like, I feel slightly strange. It's probably nothing. And then I coughed and I was like, that wasn't nothing. And it was not. It was COVID. So I got COVID at the very beginning of the year. And then Charles was away for several days. And I got really lucky that my symptoms were mild. I think we actually recorded that day, didn't we?
We did.
We recorded.
We did. We did announce your COVID infection in the last episode. Yeah. I will say, and this is outside looking in, the mildness of your symptoms led to some very delightful phone calls and video game conversations between us that I cherish very much.
Yeah, no, it was really lovely. I played a lot of Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I beat it. Turns out that I was playing on normal with a little Laura difficulty thrown in there because I didn't do any of the, I'm not gonna remember what they're called, but there's like the little side challenges that you can do, like the speed challenges and the
combat challenges,
the fighting challenges and stuff like that. Yeah, and apparently that unlocks a bunch of ability slots, so you can have more things active at once. So the entire time, and the total number that you can have is 8. And I had 3.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted when you messaged, like, Colin, I just realized you could do this, like, an hour after you texted me that you beat the game. I was like, oh my god. No wonder you were trying so hard to keep that one, sticky wall climbing thing on.
Yeah, you really wanted me, you were like, no, get rid of sticky wall, and I was like, sticky wall is everything.
Yeah, I was like, why is this so important? I didn't understand you were dealing with a broken economy. Continue in your month. Rebecca's been listening to our show a lot more and gave me feedback that I interrupt you more. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it less, but I will be more self-aware about it. Please continue.
Hey, there you go. Thanks, friend. Anyway, I played a lot of Ori. I had a lot of time off. And then it was just like kind of a shit show from the rest of the month. All there on out was just insane. So I had COVID. I was out for 10 days, minimum. And then on day 8 is when you're supposed to be symptom free before you come back. And I was still kind of coughing a little and feeling not 100%. And so I was out another 2 days, I want to say. So I finally went back to work, and the first day I was supposed to go back to work, I was supposed to have some friends who were watching Ellie because we had a gap in childcare coverage. Did I tell you anything about this? I don't remember.
No, last I remember you talking about Ellie's childcare was that 3-day window where someone took her, and then you were able to play Ori and the Will of the Wisps nonstop for 3 days. And you were like, oh my god, what is free time?
Really
I love
good.
it. You were,
that was nice. She went to my father-in-law's. Yeah, I was really happy with that. Magically, when I had COVID, Charles and Ellie did not get it. And then when I was all done having COVID and Maria was finally home and everything was settling down, they both got it. So I forgot to mention that part. Neither of them were nearly as lucky as I was. Both of them are now fine.
Yeah.
We thought Ellie had croup for a while. She had a really awful cough and stridor breathing, which is really horrible to listen to as a parent. And it was really miserable, but nobody else was sick, so we treated her for croup. Luckily, the treatment for croup and COVID is actually fairly similar. It's the same medication, but a slightly different method of taking it. But so it helped, even though it wasn't like what we were supposed to have done. But Charles got sick 2 days later, and he is fully vaccinated, up to date with all his boosters and everything, and it took him out.
Yeah.
And then I was feeling really bitter about the fact that he was like, no, I can't be near Ellie because I'm symptomatic. And I was like, I had COVID and was 100% with her for fucking 10 days. And you can't just have her sit on your lap and read a story with a mask on. So that was really fun. That was also really great for my marriage. It was dope.
Yeah.
We had lots of conversations, and also I was just not feeling empathetic to the fact that he was obviously very sick and did not feel as well as I did, and I just couldn't change that.
Yeah, no, sometimes
as much as I tried.
sometimes you just can't flip that switch when you're dealing with especially crisis on crisis, and we've had conversations. You've been trying to take steps to address your mental health. It is good that you're taking the space now because when you're zoomed in on it, it can be really hard to flip that switch if it's not happening automatically.
Yeah, 100%. So we had some actually very productive conversations after just getting angry. So that was good. But anyway, that was towards the end of the month. What I wanted to tell you about was the middle of the month, where we had a week where we didn't have childcare coverage. So that first half of the week, my father-in-law took Ellie, and that was when I had 3 days with no baby. My husband was working the whole time, and I got the house to myself in silence and Ori, and it was the most amazing.
Yeah.
So that was really great. But then there was a couple days that we were supposed to have friends watch, and they got COVID, so we couldn't. So we get this really great thing through work where we can request backup care, which theoretically sounds really fantastic, but often has never worked for me. So they put somebody in to say okay, this girl is gonna work for you. She'll be able to support both days. And I was like, oh great, that's cool. At least we'll be the same person, so I can whatever. Shows up at my house. This girl is a very young. She said she was 19, but I think she was 18, and she was a very, very young 18. And was so incredibly nervous, and I get it. And it was her first day at this job where she worked for a company that they basically get placed for care like this.
Yeah.
So I was her first person ever, and she was incredibly uncomfortable and very nervous, and like couldn't figure out how to clock in, and like was texting her boss to try to figure out. And it was like, hey, I know I'm not supposed to ask this, but like my phone doesn't work like a phone, so I need the Wi-Fi. And I was like, sure, dude, like whatever. And it was very awkward, and I was explaining to her like, okay, this is where we keep her bowls, like this is her schedule for the day, like do you have any questions? And she was like, no. I was like, okay, like you're not writing anything down or like taking notes, or I don't know. You seem very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe it's just because I've been out of work for a long time, and like, you know, she's a pandemic baby, so like I've never really had anyone unknown watch her before. And like, not that that's a thing most parents do, but like, you know, you get a babysitter and like you don't always know them that well.
Yeah, you don't just like go down on the sidewalk and say, who knows how to baby? Anyone?
Right.
You? Okay,
Right.
here's $10.
So Ellie wakes up because I put smart lights in her room, and I asked Siri to turn on all of the lights, and that included the nursery lights. And so I woke my daughter up, and I was like, oh, well, at least you get to meet her now.
Yeah.
So we went upstairs together, and this girl had like did not approach the crib or like go more than 3 feet into the nursery. And I was like, can I like show you where I keep her diapers and clothes and stuff? Like, come with me, please. And I was like, fuck, this is not going to go well. And I was like, all right, it's her first day on the job. She's obviously very young. Like, I have been young and new before. Like, maybe if I leave, she'll be fine. She was like talking about kids, you know, before I woke up, and like that all seemed fine. Like, she seemed like a sweet kid, right? So we go downstairs, and then she's like fucking around trying to figure out how to like clock in or whatever. And I was supposed to be getting ready for work, and so I was like eating my food with one hand and trying to like cook eggs with my other hand, with the same hand, and hold Ellie and like do all these things while this girl is like just standing there. And I was like, Jesus Christ, fuck.
Yeah, that's
she's
backup
finally,
care, all right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So finally, she's like, oh, do you want me to like, you know, cook or whatever? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I really do.
Please.
Like,
Could you?
Just do the thing, like, you know, whatever. So she cooked some eggs, and like they were mostly cooked, so that was something. I was like, all right, like
mostly cooked.
Fucking fine. You know, I cooked my scrambled eggs a little more than she did, but if I'd been served that in a restaurant, I wouldn't have balked.
Okay.
I would have been like, okay, this is fine. But then she puts it on the wrong plate, which sounds like I'm being a crazy mom, but like
I've seen Ellie eat. I feel like there are very specific rules for these things for a reason.
Yeah. Partly because things fly everywhere, and the plates that I give you stick to the table.
Yes.
But like, she put it on a different plate, and I was like, okay, this is not I missed the most important part. We were walking down the stairs. I was carrying Eleanor. This girl was behind me, and all of a sudden, clunk, clunk, clunk. Oh,
I was about to say, as soon as you said you brought up to the nursery, I thought that was going to be the stairs thing, because these stairs have very slick carpet and are like taller than they are long. Every time I walked down those stairs with Ellie when I visited, I think I said this, I was bracing against the walls with all my appendages, because I was like, I am not losing down with this baby.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I had to like catch her from falling down the stairs while I was holding Eleanor, and like, I do not blame her for falling down the stairs, but it just like did not inspire confidence.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So anyway, she serves Ellie, she falls down the stairs, doesn't want to go into the nursery, doesn't know how to punch in, serves Ellie eggs on the wrong plate. And I was like, she wasn't listening to anything, because I just told her 45 seconds ago where all of Eleanor's dishes are. And like, I don't care what plate she eats on, but I need to know you're paying attention to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because this is my daughter's life.
Yep.
And it was very awkward. And then she tried to feed her the eggs, like without trying to cool them off or anything. She just dumped them like flat onto the thing. And Ellie looked at it and goes, hot. And I was like, yeah, it is hot. You're right. And so I like blew off her eggs, and I was like, all right, like I gotta go.
That
like,
reminds me of a joke on Modern Family where Manny is telling his mother, Sofia Vergara's character, like, what do you mean you were my mother? I had to tell you to not point the pan handles away from the oven. Like, he was joking that he was teaching her how to parent him as a 6-year-old, and this baby calling the food hot from the backup babysitter feels very much like that.
Yeah, and that's honestly part of the reason I got myself out the door, where I was like, she knows how to take care of herself enough to know when not to eat hot food.
Yes. I can trust my baby to babysit herself from the babysitter.
Right. And I was like, it was really a mess. And then so I tried to hand her Ellie because I was like, she's going to be with her for 2 days. Like, she should probably know how to pick her up. And Eleanor is a 28-pound, 99th percentile head type baby.
Yeah.
And she tried to hold her like an infant. And I was like, yeah, she's definitely like a upright, hip kind of kid. And she was like, oh, it was so bad. So I left somehow. I don't know why I did. I don't know why I left. I really honestly hoped, because she was very nice, and like I didn't think she was gonna like injure my daughter, right? And I knew she wasn't being malicious. I was like, maybe she's just like so nervous, and if I leave, she'll be fine. And then I watched the cameras.
Yeah, I was about to say,
the way hour I was at work.
The way you're leading into this does not make it sound like that was the case.
No, and then and I was like watching her be really awkward and uncomfortable. But like Ellie was trying to read a book, and she was just like standing there hovering and like was like shifting her weight from side to side. And I was like, this is not how you interact with a toddler. Like, she can say words.
This
like,
baby,
you gotta talk to her.
This babysitter is me at a grown-up party.
Yeah. And then I watched her try to change a diaper, and I came home. I literally was just like, hey, gotta go.
Wow.
So here's where I made the mistake. It wasn't, I don't know if I would necessarily call it a mistake, but I will say, like, this is where I was probably a bit too kind. Mm-hmm. She gets paid by the hour. This is her first day on the job. And I was like, listen, if you want to just punch out when you're supposed to punch out, like, I'm going to pay, like, a very minimal amount of your fee anyway. Just, like, punch out at the end of the day. It's fine. She was like, well, it's location-based, so I can't do that. And I was like, okay, can you stay? Do you want to stay for, like, an hour?
Oh, God.
And, like, clean up.
Oh, no.
Like, I'll take care of the baby, but, like, help me clean up from the dishes and everything. Do you want to know how long she stayed?
How long did she stay?
3 hours.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Laura, that sucks.
And I could have just sent her, I could have been like, listen, we're good here, but, like, we were talking, and, like, you know, she was starting to open up, and, like, she was so sweet and just so uncomfortable and, like, just did not know how to deal with toddlers. And, like, I can't blame anyone for that. Like, I barely know how to take care of toddlers.
Hold
the only
on.
reason I know is that I have one.
You can definitely blame someone for that because you called upon a service that is supposed to provide someone to help you take care of your child. And that didn't happen.
No, it did not happen. So she left. Ellie was eating lunch, and I was like, so we're going to go to bed right after this so you can leave.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, I'll, like, call the Uber or whatever. And she was texting her boss that she was leaving early. And she was like, oh, my boss needs to know if I'm coming back tomorrow. And I was just like, no. No.
No, thank you.
No, you're not.
Goodbye.
Bye. And I did something I never do. I filled out that survey as dissatisfied and wrote like 4 paragraphs about being like, nice kid, but dear God, does not toddler.
No. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That is so many levels of brutal. Just like, on top of all the functional issues, the awkwardness would kill me.
Oh, it was so awkward. It was so awkward.
I am so sorry. Just a cherry on top of a hell of a month. You know, you saying that you had a difficult month kind of made me realize that the COVID talk here has sort of limited my perspective, because I did forget that the first 3 weeks of the month were Rebecca and I babysitting my unwell sister.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Laura.
How was she?
It went so sideways, dude. Like,
oh no.
I don't think I can or should get into the details of it just because of how much of it has to do with, like, personal, familial, and medical stuff. But, like, suffice it to say, we thought we were helping someone who was dealing with some physical issues and needed physical support. Does not totally seem like that was the case. And I don't know if you know this about me, I am not equipped to help people that are dealing with serious mental issues. It's just, it went so bad. I definitely practiced what I preach, though, because when things got, I'll say, confrontational on her part. Why is the door open? Oh, the cat. Rebecca's trying to let the cat out. If she's sitting on her paws, I'm going to be done in a few minutes. Rebecca, just let her in. Okay. She said it'd be out. But yeah, and basically, like, I very much practice what I preach, because I tell a lot of people, like, hey, like, set your own boundaries, understand your limitations, and, like, just because someone is either family or old friend or colleague, like, don't let that status be more important than your personal needs and boundaries. And Rebecca has pictures of me placing my sister down on her fucking porch in 0-degree weather to leave her there. I brought her upstairs, but like, it got so rugged. I just basically said, tomorrow morning I'm taking you home, and that's it. And
oh no!
Like literally, like I didn't actually leave her on the porch, but I did just put her in her apartment. It was I might tell you some of the details off the air because it was fucked, and it continues to be totally fucked. But I'm
so sorry.
Yeah, man, I am not the person to take care of that. She's just a person that needs help from people that she's not willing to get help from. Ellie. Yeah. So I guess what's weird about all this though is we've had such a crazy month. Hi, Ellie. She can't hear me, but I'm saying hello.
Yeah.
She wants Dad.
Oh, Mama's home now.
Yeah, we should probably wrap it up then, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think just what's interesting to me is, like, we've both had pretty rugged months by all accounts. It has been legitimately difficult. I'm feeling pretty good, though. Like,
good.
I'm
feeling okay.
I'm in a much better headspace than I think I have any right to be. And I hope that you continue to improve as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely not there yet, but we have a bunch of things on the calendar of like, Chris is going to watch Ellie for a couple days in early March, and we're going to go away, like just be Charles. I'm going to my parents this Saturday just so that they can watch Ellie for like nap plus while I just go leave the house by myself for a couple hours.
Nice.
So I've got some stuff planned.
That is awesome. Well, we survived January 2022.
We did.
Not the improvement that we were hoping. Once again, a terrible start to a year.
Yeah.
But I'm very glad to talk to you. And
sorry to end in this chaos. But.
No, you're fine. Again, I'm very tired, so I'm probably just gonna nap it off now.
Good.
I hope you feel better, and I'm glad Ellie's doing better, for sure.
Yeah, me too.
She sounds very energetic. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I gotta say, like, the hardest part by far was certainly not me having COVID. It was the, like, 2 or 3 days before I could go back to work safely, and I couldn't take Ellie anywhere, and that was the coldest it's been. It was like 8 degrees every day, and she was feeling fine, and so she was like all over the place, and she did not want to do any of the things that I wanted to do. She didn't, like, we took her outside, she like couldn't really walk in the snow that well, so she was cranky, but she didn't want to walk on the road, but she wanted to be held, but she didn't want to be held. She wanted to, like, and she was just cranky, and I was so tired, and Charles was still sick, and I was like, I have now had it with pandemic parenting. Like, this is what people have been struggling with, and I am now dealing with it.
Yeah, no, not what you signed up for. All right, Laura, I'm going to let you go. Go enjoy child time. I'm going to go take a nap again, probably now.
Enjoy your nap.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Talk to you soon. Ooh, hello. I had my volume way too high for my own good there.
I love when that happens.
Love it.
Quick question before we get too far into this. I have it on my car audio. Will you try to switch to headphones?
If you can safely switch to AirPods, I think that would be better for everyone.
Alright.
I gotta hear the little, like, duty.
Yep.
Hey, whoa, you're just there.
Yep, I'm just there. I can tell you, FaceTime does give a little rudimentary waveform when you're talking, and holy cow, the difference when you just switched. I knew when your phone switched because it just cut by like 60% how much background noise there was. How you doing, Laura?
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay also. Yeah, I'm still a little sick, but I'm doing better. I'm just tired. I'm really given into so something we did not cover in our first bit of conversation. Did I lose you? Hello? Laura. Let's try again. Well.
What's happening?
What's up? I don't know. Is it safe for me to keep calling you? Am I putting you in?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So something we did not discuss in our previous conversation was so I've had COVID for about a week and a half now. I didn't know it was COVID for the first bit because at first it didn't feel like anything, and in a week, like 1 week from the day I started feeling sick, I felt amazing. I felt so good. I was like, oh man, whatever this not COVID I have is, fucking kick the shit out of that. Awesome. So I started working out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you texted me and you were like, oh, I feel like total douche dongles and blah, blah, blah. And I did like an hour-long crazy cardio. And I was like, why would you do that when you are sick?
Here's the thing. I didn't do an hour of cardio. I did like 40 minutes of strength work, but my heart was acting like it was cardio. And that was when I was like, picking up weights should not have my heart around 180 BPM. That is absolutely absurd. That's the heart rate I get after doing 45 minutes of active bike exercise, and I got it from picking up weights, and I was just like, maybe I'm not as better as I think I am. Lo and behold, within 24 hours, I was feeling like shit again.
Yeah.
But,
I don't want to, be that person, but I will anyway, because obviously I do want to be that person.
Of course.
You texted me a while back that you were having some symptoms, and I was like, I don't know, man. That sounds lot like when I had COVID.
Right
and
off
you
the
were
rip.
like, nah, it's not.
You said it right off the rip. I think it was when I got sick, I was like, if I immediately started quarantining just to be safe. I started masking around the house. I took a rapid test. It was negative, but, everyone knows at this point within the first few days they're not accurate. So I was just like, this is not what I expected from COVID. So I'm gonna, hope for the best, plan for the worst. And then it was when I got my relapse that I was like, this is much longer than colds usually last. Colds usually fuck me up for about 4 days. So on day 5, I was like, when I started feeling better, I was like, awesome. And then as soon as I started to feel worse, I was like, no, this is definitely it.
Yeah.
No, you 100% called it. And that was in the back of my mind the whole time. I also got I didn't get in a fight with Rebecca. Rebecca got in a fight with me over...
Sure.
Because when I first got sick, basically, Rebecca's kids came to visit, and 2 days later, I started feeling sick. Yeah. So I was like, if this is not COVID, whatever it is, it's from your kids. And she got very upset and indignant. She's like, you're trying to blame my kids. You're trying to put this all on them. I'm like, I have no axe to grind. I like your kids. They're cool. They're fun little mongrels. I enjoy hanging out with them. I'm not trying to say like these fucking little dirt bags are going around infecting people. I just don't care. And I told her, if you get sick from me, or if this turns out to be COVID, I know I didn't get it from your kids, and I'll fucking change my tune. And that's exactly what happened. And now she's walking around like, you owe me an apology. I'm like, I really don't. I really don't owe you an apology, and you're not getting one. I have no problem with your kids. So yeah, no, it's a bit of a roller coaster. And as I mentioned before, she was actively trying to convince me it wasn't COVID, and I'm like, I mean, let's keep our options open, honey. We never know.
That's what you want to hear. Keep our options open. COVID, not COVID.
I don't know. I think I'm feeling like a little 10-day vacation. How about you?
Yeah.
But I have been working through COVID. By that I mean doing work while having it. Yesterday, though, we recorded our first bit about 2 days ago. This was impromptu because I did
think you meant that we recorded yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, was that yesterday?
No, that was 2 days ago.
I'm very confused.
No, not at all. Yesterday was just, well, man, it was great. Let me go down the list of things that happened.
Yeah, tell me about it. You texted me a few.
Yeah, man, as soon as I woke up, like, I was still tired, so I was like, I'm just going to take it easy. One, as soon as I realized I still had COVID and I Googled it, if you look it up, the recommendation is don't exercise for 7 to 10 days after your symptoms stop. So, yeah.
You got a bit there, huh?
Yeah, I got some time. Which sucks is my watch was like, hey, can you do 65 minutes of exercise every day this month? And I was like, no, I can't, literally.
Hey, now you have time to, what was I trying to get you to watch?
Ghost?
There's like 3 things. Yeah, Ghost, but like that's not high on the priority list.
The Nevers?
Oh, no.
I don't know. You asked me to watch
Arcane!
Oh,
Arcane.
yeah. I have my other friends asking me to
Now
watch
you
Arcane.
have time to watch Arcane.
You
have time now because you can fill your exercise time.
You say that.
It will take like 2 exercise
You
times.
say that, but here, let me go down the list of things that happened yesterday, and it might color it in a bit. One, I've been dealing with a warranty issue with my fucking expensive-ass Elite controller. Got that fixed right off the rip. For my Xbox, like, it took a week, but I called this one guy, he's like, oh yeah, I can fix that for you right now, and he did, and I was like, that's amazing. Thank you. So that was a good vibe. There was so we have an electric stove now. I haven't had an electric stove in like 7 years, so I have kind of forgotten the whole, it's very easy to not realize your burner is on. So I left Rebecca's very fancy, expensive ceramic-covered cookie tray on the burner, and I bought her a new one, and the new one showed up, and it has like a dent and some scrapes all over it. And so I emailed them a picture of it, and I was like, can I just return this and get an exchange? And they were like, within a half hour, they replied saying, yeah, keep the old one and we'll send you a new one. Fucking free cookie sheets, controller fixed.
Heck yeah.
Good start. The only thing I had to do yesterday was a meeting with the art company that I'm doing podcast work for. And I was like prepared to like sit there for an hour. I showed up, they asked me 2 questions, and were like, all right, cool, we don't need you for the rest of this. Have a good day. Fucking awesome.
Amazing.
All my responsibilities done at 10:30 with no work.
Incredible.
And then the cherry on top is I pre-ordered Dying Light 2 Stay Human back in the summer. The game was supposed to be out in October, and it got delayed until yesterday, and I forgot. So I woke up, and I'm just like, oh shit, I have a whole ass video game to play today. I was too... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, Charles had a very mini LAN party yesterday with 2 of his friends to come over because of the Dying Light
they played it co-op? I have not touched it co-op.
They didn't, because apparently the reviews were so terrible that they returned the games and played other things.
I don't know. It's a slow start for me. The first game was pretty mixed. It had some really good stuff in it that was enough to float it for me, and I feel like this is going to be the same. I was just too tired to play something that has a slow pace.
Yeah.
But man, yesterday morning was just banger after banger. Fixed my controller, free pans, easy meeting, and fucking new game. It's great. I'm having a good time. And today I'm actually trying to get work done, and then you were like, I can talk right now, actually. So I guess I'm not getting work done, and I like it.
Wow, this doesn't count as work? Wow, so rude.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
I don't want it to be work. Would you like to pivot our friendship into a working relationship? Because
I definitely would not.
Yeah, I think you and I each have our own struggles with work-life balance in very different directions, and that specifically would kill us both.
Yeah, that's true.
So where are you going? I hear the car vroom vrooming.
Yeah, it's vroom vrooming. Well, as we said a couple days ago, I realized that I had a really very difficult January, and I've been actively trying to make sure that my February and March were not that difficult.
Beautiful.
So I am on my way to my parents' house. I'm actually going to pick them up, and we're going to go down to the park near the Hudson River.
Nice.
And we're going to wander around with my little Ellie Button, who's now currently in the backseat going...
Is she...
Which I respect.
Is she? Do you think that's at you, or is she mimicking the car?
I think she's just bored because she threw all of her toys out of her car seat, and now she doesn't think.
Yeah, I do that too. If I ever leave myself without entertainment, I just kind of lie there and go like,
Yeah. I did this to my
Yeah.
I don't think she feels that way. I think she feels like I have a responsibility to stop this car and fix it for her a little bit. Gotta learn somehow. So we're going to play for a little bit. We're going to have some LUNCH at my parents' house.
Smart.
I'm going to put her down for a nap. And then I am taking myself to lunch at this little cafe.
No, Laura, you just said it. You didn't spell it.
I did it.
Do I hear her in the background now? Did I actually? That's incredible. That's so good.
Really smart, dude.
Yeah.
You cannot say something that she knows what it means. And like the thing is, I'm really worried that if we keep on spelling things, she's gonna learn how to spell when she's 2. Like she's just gonna be like, nope, I know what you're saying.
Hey guys, parenting's hard. I'm really worried I'm accidentally gonna teach my genius kid how to spell words.
Yep, that's what I'm worried about. No, but she's like really smart. One time I even said a word but I rhymed it with something else instead of saying the actual word. And she understood. And Charles gave me like a death glare from across the room.
Oh, no.
He was like, "Why would you do that?" I was like, "I didn't say the word." He was like, "She's too smart for that." She was.
I really want to ask you what the words were, but you have a gun to your head at the moment, and I can't. I can't put you in that position.
No.
You can text it to me after. Oh God, then she'll learn to read. Oh no.
True.
I think I started reading when I was like 3. Not like I couldn't really write, but like I started. By the time I was 4, I was reading like Berenstain Bears books to myself.
I love those books.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah,
that was
like my goal.
Yeah.
Really.
I've seen her sit there staring at books. Like the book was upside down, but she's...
And it was also Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn.
But she's she's adopted the habits from you know, like a dog mimicking their owner, but like clearly the dog has no idea the value of what they're doing or the intent.
She's working on
another notch in the belt of me comparing your kid to having pets. I'm so sorry, but this is how I have to understand.
It's just what I expect. Yeah, I get it.
That sounds like a nice day, though.
So it's gonna be a nice day. We're gonna hang out. She's gonna take a nap. I'm gonna do whatever for however long I feel like it, which feels really nice. And Charles and his dad are gonna start working. Our basement. I'm sure that we talked about this at some point because it was rather major thing. Our basement flooded quite badly in the last hurricane that happened, and partly because it is not particularly well waterproofed or set up great. So and my father-in-law was a home renovation business.
Yeah.
So he's coming today, and they're going to start fixing up the basement. So they're going to spend the next month, every couple Saturdays, tearing things apart. But today's the first day, so they're going to dig out the sump pump. They're going to dig the sump pump deeper, and they're going to rerun. So there's a little area. I can't remember what it's. I think it's for our HVAC system. Mm-hmm. There's a condenser or something that creates condensation, and most of the time you would just kind of. I don't know if it's a condenser, but something creates condensation. And it has to go somewhere, and like most people have it drain into some sort of like a sink or whatever, which is pretty normal. And ours does that too, but they ran a very small PVC pipe all around the basement. So it runs like 35 feet into the sump pump, and it's like a total trip hazard all over the place, and it's super stupid.
I get scared of doing that with like Ethernet cables. This sounds much more risky.
Yeah, it's very badly designed.
But also, if I damage an Ethernet cable, it's not like I'm going to flood the floor with internet. So just
right. That's what you think. All those internet waves you never know.
I have Spectrum Premium liquid internet.
Oh man. So that's going to be fun for them. And then we will be adding resale value to the house. We're going to reorganize the downstairs and kind of, because it's a semi-finished basement. Yeah. But we're going to finish the different area of it, because that was the area that didn't flood at all, the worst of it. So we're going to kind of make that the livable space.
If the finished parts are the parts that flood, how finished are they really?
Not very, yeah. That's why I say semi-finished. They also, they finished it with like the world's cheapest flooring that when it flooded, it just like it bubbled up. Like it just came up off the flooring came off the floor. And then the good part about that is that when we ran our fan to dry everything out, we could just face it so that it went underneath the flooring, and the floor came up by like 6 inches, and it got all nice and dry under there.
But the flooring has still come up and you need to redo the flooring now, right? Or am I just misunderstanding?
It is back on the floor. No, it's just very shitty flooring. Sorry, it's very bad flooring. I can't curse because she'll pick it up. But it just wasn't. It's not like adhered down to the concrete, so it just kind of flops and flips. Mm-hmm. And when you turn the fan off and everything is dry under there, it just went back to being a floor.
Yeah, it's
like a blanket. Yeah. It's literally like a blanket.
That's okay. All right, no, that makes sense. That works for me. That honestly sounds like such a relief to, like, anytime that there's a problem with a living space, it's just like an extra layer of anxiety over things. So, like, getting that resolved has just gotta feel so nice.
I think it'll be nicer for Charles because really I only go down to the basement to do laundry.
Yeah.
But like it's one of those places that I'm like, it just makes me sad to go down there.
Oh, no.
I'm excited to not feel that way anymore.
Yeah. So, someone visits
but it
and
doesn't take up space in my brain.
someone visits and says, "Oh, can I see the basement?" And there's just a somber look of you and Charles, like, we don't go in the basement.
You don't go in the basement.
Oh God.
Yeah, but I think there's like a little storage closet that I think they're gonna make into like a cedar storage closet.
That's
It'll be much nicer because the basement is not like a scary dirt floor basement, but it's like it's weird down there, and I'm hoping that it'll be less.
yeah. I remember because you told me it was a semi-finished basement, and when I went in the basement, it was like this lovely little room with a bar and everything. I'm like, this is finished, and then you open doors, and it's like surrounded by just this concrete dungeon with a washer and dryer, and I was like, oh my God. Like stepping through a portal.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
exactly.
doors are portals, so that was a stupid analogy.
Doors are
That
portals.
was my bad. So, oh wait, I was about to apologize to Ellie for saying stupid, but she can't hear me because I'm in your AirPods.
She can't hear
So,
you.
haha,
Yeah.
fuck shit, dumbass. Eat a butt. Yeah, she'll never hear me now. There we go.
Nope.
Rebecca may have just heard me scream,
God,
eat a
she's
butt,
so
though,
bored.
while talking to you, and that might raise some questions.
I feel like it won't raise any more questions than our normal conversation.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't mean to say it's exceptional, but that's the thing that she's going to ask me about. There's always something like, were you guys talking about this? And today the question is, did you yell "eat a butt"? And I will say I did. It was pointless.
Indeed, I did.
And created a conversation that will benefit nobody. So, good use of my limited lung capacity at the moment.
Exactly.
I have recorded.
Oh man, I'm glad you're feeling well. Whoa. Okay, so my mom has been texting me. So
Okay.
just to date this episode, we got a really bad like ice storm yesterday,
Yeah.
and it basically just rained all day, and then it got colder and colder and colder, and then it kind of turned into sleet and ice.
Yep.
And I had worked late, but when I was coming home, it wasn't precipitating anymore, and it salted and like everything was totally fine. And today, if you look outside my house, it's like just like a normal winter day. And my mom called me this morning just to check in and was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so wild down here." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you don't have that." I'm like, "No, it's like a totally normal thing." I am getting closer to their house, and all of the trees are covered in like a sheet of ice. And you know
love
when it
that.
happens and it gets really glistening?
Yeah, I love that aesthetic. So, I complain a lot about winter.
Yes, dear.
Oh,
You're good.
oh okay. I complain a lot about winter, or rather, I did. Now that I don't have a car, winter is a lot better.
Yeah.
Taking care of cars is a bit, and like property is a big part of what makes winter shitty. But somehow yesterday, in the middle of this crazy storm, like I didn't open my window until like 2 p.m. and I looked outside and I was like, "Holy shit, it's bad." Still managed to get grocery and food delivery yesterday, so that was surprising.
Hope you tipped well.
I did, and I'm just like, man, I do love looking at snow. I do love looking at ice-covered trees.
Yeah.
And when I don't have to like shovel or get wet in it, it's very nice because all I have to do is look at it.
Yeah,
Also,
and it's very pretty.
We do pay for gas in this place where we didn't in the previous one, so heating is. I am feeling that a bit.
Yeah. I mean, gas is fairly cheap though, comparatively to most.
Yeah. Oh, it is not creating problems, but it is like, oh damn, I can't just crank the heat nonstop all winter. Darn it.
I mean, you definitely.
I definitely still can, but then I can't get as many, burgers. I ordered Burger King last night like a fucking idiot.
Oh,
I was like, I kind of want Burger King, and Rebecca was like, we have a free ticket to do whatever we want in this house because we're sick and sad. Just order it. And I listened to her, and then I ate it, and I was just like, it didn't even make me feel bad. I was just like, that didn't really change how I feel about anything at all right now.
The worst when you get like a food that you're like, this is like a guilty pleasure and will make me feel like fulfilled in my soul. And it doesn't
do anything. It didn't do anything.
I hate that.
And it's like, again, I have had no symptoms related to taste or smell. Like, it was delicious. But as soon as I
Yeah.
finished, I was like, I kind of feel like I didn't eat it, you know? Like, I had meal prep
Yeah.
food downstairs that I could have eaten and had the same experience. Fucking
Right.
so, just such a supreme mediocrity.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, no, overall, like, I don't know, man, I've just been like in a good headspace despite the tremendously
I'm so happy
difficult
about that.
month that we just had. Maybe it's because
Yeah.
having my very troubled and troubling relative stay with us was like extremely taxing. Like I've
Yeah.
talked ad nauseum about my eye issues before, but like we literally had to set her up in the living room on the floor and block out all the light. This is a room with a giant glass sliding door to a balcony looking over some trees with eagles in it. Like,
Sounds lovely.
yeah, and we had to block it all off and everything, and it's just like as soon as we kicked her out, and yes, I will say we kicked her out. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We kicked her the fuck out. It was not. We couldn't sustain it. We had to kick her out, and as soon as we got back home, we were exhausted and tired, and I felt like a. I also had been watching all 6 Lord of the Rings movies because I got a gorgeous remaster for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was just like, as soon as I got home, I felt like Frodo with, it's done! Except I'm not like Frodo, because at the Council of Elrond, Frodo was like, alright, nobody else is taking care of this ring, I guess I'll do that.
Right.
I looked at my sister and said, nobody else is taking care of this sister, so I'll do it. Oh wait, no, this is actually kind of inconvenient, never mind. It's not that simple. It's a very complicated and difficult situation overall, but
I'm sorry that it was
hey, it's
this situation exists.
yeah,
you know?
it is. We're all doing what we can, but we got home.
We're almost there, Buttonhead.
We just ripped down all the window coverings, all the blackout curtains, and
Nice.
Colin Ketchen just laid there in the sunlight for a while.
Wow. That's
It
like
was-
being a vampire.
Right?
Like, in the sunlight.
I just need to go get a little bit of sun. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because like it really was a supremely difficult like 3 to 4 weeks dealing with that, and how it concluded was just not good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm just like rebounding from that and like, oh my god, by comparison everything is amazing. But like
Yeah.
again, I've been sick for 2 weeks. I've been so tired I'm falling asleep at work. But like, I don't know, man. I'm in a good mood most of the time.
That's great. That's great.
I don't know how that
I mean,
shakes
yeah,
out.
I think that is part of the thing, right? Like, you don't, if your life was always easy, you wouldn't enjoy
Yeah.
it because you wouldn't know what that meant.
Yeah, I have no Weathertop scar on my shoulder where I'm like, it'll never fully heal. I'm just remorseless. But
Right. I mean, that's trust,
yeah. But no, it's I also just have had a nice little weekend here with not being as sick, getting all that free stuff. Also beat some really difficult stuff in Destiny finally. Nice. That game is such a good hobby, and everything they're saying about the new expansion coming out this month, I'm so excited. There's this, I know that you haven't played Destiny in many years, and I know Charles doesn't really play Destiny.
She wants a hug.
She wants a hug?
He does not play
She's
Destiny
in the
at all.
back seat.
Yeah,
in the back seat.
I know,
Cute.
but she's got her arms open. She's going, hug.
Oh my god.
It's so cute.
That is adorable.
I know.
That's-
Ellie, we're almost there. I'll give you a hug in like 5 minutes, okay?
But Destiny is like, there's a very common refrain amongst the Destiny community, which is like, I hate this game, it's so good I can't stop playing it. Or
Right,
like, this game
right.
is like an abusive partner. Like, it hurts me so much to spend time with it, but I love it so much and can't stop.
Yeah.
As problematic as that joke is, but like, but I'm sitting here playing the game, I'm like, there are times where this game is not fun, and when that happens, I don't play it. But like, I fucking love this game. It's really good.
Yeah.
There's so much to do,
That's the best.
and it keeps getting better. Like, I feel like people making that joke just either don't have the self-discipline or self-awareness to understand that, like, you maybe have some, like, addictive tendencies that you should try to keep in check. I know I do. Specifically with games like this. I obviously can't analyze everybody based on their Steam reviews, but...
Of course. Yeah.
But it's, I don't know, I'm having a really lovely time with the game.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I have been having a couple moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a new game. because I sit down sometimes and I'm like, I want to play Ori, but
Yeah.
I played Ori. And I told Charles, I was like, I kind of want to start again and forget that I ever played. He was like, you're not allowed to say. You made a new game.
Yes.
And I was like, but Ori.
Did you find one?
Well, I'm thinking about Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, okay. I haven't played it because I don't have PlayStation or PC, but I imagine you'll have a very good time with that.
I've heard good things. I've actually heard really good things. It's been a long time. And I think I bought it at one point, but I don't remember, so I have to look back.
How are you with difficult games? I think the first Ori was harder than the second.
It depends on what is difficult about it.
Combat. So I'm not going to suggest Hollow Knight. I think that's maybe too big a commitment for your situation. But have you touched Hollow Knight or like watched Charles play it? Because I assume he's played it.
Charles played it for a long time. Yeah. I don't really remember.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's the style that I want.
Okay, because there's a game called Death's Door that's very good. It is not. I asked Hollow Knight just because of combat similarities, but Death's Door is a very like cute, moody. It's kind of a Metroidvania. It's 3D. It's top down, so you're looking down on like the camera does in Diablo, that isometric sort of view.
Yeah.
But it's very cute. The only thing is that some of the boss fights and things can take a bit of patience because you have to like really learn them. It's kind of a Dark Souls format of a game, but nowhere near as hard. But it's very cute. I think it's like the kind of energy that you would enjoy.
Okay. This is like not a good gamer admission here, but I am in a place in my life where if there's a hard boss fight, I will look up how to do it.
I mean, no, that's fine. That's like I think we had this conversation recently when you were playing Ori. You were like, I was like, you should turn down the difficulty. You only have 3 days. You're sick. You should play it on easy. And you're like, no, I can't. I gotta be the hard ass gamer.
I have like 20 hours in this game already.
Yeah, and I was like, you should really start over on easy because I mean, difficult. It's weird to think about it, but difficulty is just an accessibility feature. Like, if you do not have the time to do a boss fight, you should make it more accessible for yourself. That is it. So, but I don't know. I don't know if you still have Game Pass, but Death's Door is very cute. If not, it's on like everything. You might even be able to get it on Switch. Horizon Zero Dawn is probably going to take up a lot of time because it's that Breath of the Wild style game. But it looks so fun.
Yeah, I'm okay with that because I'm okay like dibbling and dabbling for a little while. Okay, I don't need to get. I'm not playing a game to complete a game. I'm playing a game to like have something fun.
No, that's fair. Yeah, then that'll be great. And you have it on PS5 because you're
exactly.
It's weird to think that like there is a shortage of PS5s, but there are also 17.5 million people with them right now. I was about to say you're one of the lucky few, but like there are
one of the lucky few.
There are more PS5 owners than there are New Yorkers.
That's actually insane. Listen, I would love to keep chatting, but I did just pull up that my daughter needs a hug.
You gotta go hug that kid. You gotta hug that kid. She wants it so bad.
She's too cute.
Hey Ellie, lunch! Ha 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 ha! You can't hear me. That wasn't even funny. Why did I do that?
Oh, you thought it was funny, and I appreciate that.
You're such a kind and supportive friend.
I do what I can. All right, I gotta go. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Have fun, guys. Enjoy it.
Hey, I'll send you a picture of my LUNCH all by myself with a book and coffee. It's gonna be great.
All right, sounds good. Bye. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
How You Doing is a Common Geeking program production. Starring Laura Becker and Colin Ketchen, with editing and original music by Colin. You can see and hear more at the website podfriend.pizza, or follow HousePod on Instagram for a real-life look at their friendship. If you enjoy the show, spread the love. Tell a friend, share your favorite episodes, and remember to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Colin and Laura will talk to you again on the first Monday of every month. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.
CommonGeekingProgram.com.